You've just tuned in to the nexus of inspiring, encouraging, and uplifting leaders who share their successes and their failures. Insights that will motivate, cultivate, educate, and illuminate your path to a very bright future. Welcome to Shaping the Future podcast. Here's your host, Gregg Kell.
Hello, Future Shapers. This is Gregg for the next episode of Shaping the Future podcast. And today, we're going to meet Mr. Michael Berger of Indianapolis, Indiana. Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, thank you, Gregg, for having me on your podcast. I've listened to quite a few of them, and it sounds like you're putting out a quality product there, and I'm honored to be a part of it. In short, I am the owner of Four Seasons Consulting Group. I've been a small business owner for roughly 3 months now, and working as a business success partner, I work with small to medium-sized businesses that are passionate about improving their business and really shaping their future by collaborating with them to make their vision a reality.
Excellent. So it sounds to me as though you are new to the business consulting area, but you have a background as well. Tell us about your background that makes you a successful business success partner.
Sure. I've been involved in various roles in lots of different companies and industries for over the past 20 years, everything from entry level and frontline positions to management and executive roles, really cutting across the spectrum there in various industries such as retail, hospitality, government, healthcare, and education. And I really believe that it is that combination, not only with my experience, but also with my education, that really gives me an opportunity to want to help these businesses really become a much more improved situation for them.
Excellent. Michael, tell us about your educational background and how that might be relevant.
Sure. Well, I hold both my undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Indianapolis locally. My undergraduate degree is in organizational leadership. So from that standpoint, it was really not only getting the business acumen available and being able to learn that, but really trying to focus on what it takes to lead an organization and learn how to really make consistent decisions, timely decisions, and trying to make sure that the information is there to make that decision effective overall. My graduate degree is a Master's of Business Administration, so obviously a lot of the qualitative side as well as the quantitative side of a business, everything from the statistics and the economics and the finance to the legal aspect, even touching upon international business and so on. So I've after having to do a lot of projects in both parts, undergraduate and graduate, combining that with my real world experience, I am very confident and competent that it makes me very plausible and very credible to be able to help a business.
Excellent. Michael, it sounds to me as though you have both the professional experience and the academic foundation to be an extraordinarily valuable business success partner. Tell me, what are you most passionate about today?
Gregg, I feel that I'm really most passionate about a few broad areas here. One is family, and one of the guiding questions that I ask myself is, how can I be a better husband or father, son or brother, whatever family member I am to somebody else, and how can I really try to improve my relationships there? I'm also passionate about business. One of the most guiding questions or most prominent question that I ask myself there is, how can I help my clients shape their future? When they see success, yes, I'm successful, but more importantly, they're able to provide either a valuable product or service to the community and really be able to have a positive impact with their stakeholders. And then really the last broad area that I'm passionate about is community. And from there, my guiding question is, how can I do my part toward building a better place to live? it all really starts not only at the family level, and even the neighborhood level, but then, it kind of branches out from there and, from the township and the county and all that. But really, it's what can I do possibly today or tomorrow or whatnot to be able to build a better place to live. So those are the three main areas that I'm passionate about.
Extraordinary, Michael. It sounds as though you have a solid family foundation that supports your passion to work with business owners to help shape their personal and professional future so that together you can have an impact on your local community. That's extraordinary, Michael. It sounds to me like you're in a very good place. You have a good background, but I'm curious about stories, Michael. We love stories here at the Future Shapers Nation. We found that sometimes life throws us a curveball. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Things don't always go the way we'd like them to. Tell us about a story of your worst experience in your business or professional life.
Well, I would say that the worst experience that I had was with one of my first few potential clients. She identified some key challenges in her business. She had identified even more, maybe those not so key challenges in her business. We were able to really have a good conversation about the state of her business. And she even talked about how she would like to see her business in the future. Based upon the information that she provided, the solvency of her business was a concern. The business valuation was much lower than what she thought. But after all the conversations and effort that we were able to do, the bottom line was that she did not see a need for my services. And I'll be honest, I was perplexed by that, felt a little rejected, with those challenges and issues, along with what her vision of what the business could look like. It really appeared to me that there was no plan to achieve that. And it was really, even after having some more conversations with her, she decided to really want to try to just move forward and kind of stay the course, if you will. And it's one of those things that, hopefully she can understand the ability of us collaborating together and see those results. But for now, I pretty much, have to continue moving forward and focus on who is going to be my next client.
I hear the frustration and I hear the determination to proceed. Tell me, what lessons did you learn from this?
Well, I think at the top of the list, that would be you win some, you lose some. But I think even more importantly than that is not to take it personally. It's business. And, maybe a no now is not a no later. So there may be a time down the road when she starts to understand the business situation and she can reach out for help. But it's also made me resolve to adapt my approach to find those business owners who are passionate about shaping their business. They see the need for change, that they want a way to change, and then they take action to institute that change.
Excellent, Michael. As you know, we are right at the cusp of a new year. 2018 is right around the corner. When you look forward into 2018, Michael, what is your most important goal?
Well, I would say that from a business perspective, I want to achieve an impact with each of my clients. I want to make sure that not only are we retaining as many clients as possible for as long as possible, but really making sure that they're successful as they can be. They're hitting their personal goals and their professional goals. And also by the end of next year, I should have a much better picture of my opportunity really to expand into the rest of the state and really be able to help more businesses really from north to south, east to west, all points in between, and really have more of a firm approach, if you will, and having consultants really out in the field to help make that a reality. From a personal perspective, I want to be able to maintain my health. It affects every part of my life. Really be able to take a couple of nice long weekend holidays here and there. Whether it's a 3 or 4 day weekend, those are always nice to just maybe get out of town and go somewhere and be able to sightsee, relax, enjoy a good meal, and maybe take in a nice show or go to a local attraction or anything. And then lastly, I would love to play more golf. I haven't been able to really do that much for about the past year and a half, and I am a golf nut, and I definitely want to get back out on the links there.
So you're looking to build your business next year, expand beyond the Indianapolis area. You're looking to spend significant time with your family and on the lakes. Is that it?
Yeah, you know it.
What are the biggest challenges, Michael, that you're facing right now?
It's hard to identify what those biggest challenges are right now, except for when I look at being able to expand. And with that, I see at least three big challenges here. And that's really finding the right employees. I want employees that have the heart of a teacher and really can make sure that they're empathetic and that they can listen. Like the old adage says, listen twice as much as you talk. The second challenge there is really then being able to establish a compensation and benefit plan for those employees, because I want to be able to provide the right incentives and environment for my employees to prosper. Ultimately, their success is my success as well. And then the biggest challenge there, the third biggest challenge, is maintaining a quality relationship with all my stakeholders. Again, it's about client retention, and I want to retain as many clients as possible for as long as possible. But that really comes down to making sure that it's a quality relationship and it's a great fit for all the stakeholders involved there so that we can actually impact their business for the long term. I say that my plan, when I think of that, I think of a plan of how to overcome those challenges. And it's really being able to identify what makes the right employees, to focus on the quality of the candidate. And if that takes time, that's okay. But then, also to have a solid financial springboard to expand the business as needed. And then again, to look on those quality relationships is really to visit personally with as many clients as possible to ensure that they're being treated well and really that their vision is being achieved.
It really comes down to people, Michael. It sounds as though getting the right people around you and helping to take care of them will foster the success that you're looking for, ultimately overcoming those challenges that you expressed. It comes down to people, doesn't it?
It really does.
Excellent. So we're going to shift course just a little bit because I understand that this is a newer venture for you. Is this the first time that you have been entrepreneurial?
Yes.
So take us back to that moment when you were just considering starting the Four Seasons Consulting Group. Ooh. Some people had fear, angst, or anxiety. It may not be you because you sound very competent and confident. But tell us, at that time, what was holding you back from becoming an entrepreneur?
I think it really was the combination of the fear of success and the fear of failure. Having both sides of that dichotomy there, I had thought about it for quite a while, but kept thinking, what if I am successful? How does that change my life? Do I want that type of change? Can I handle that change? But then the flip side of that was, well, what if I fail? Can I manage that? How does that change my life? And what do I do then? So it really was, thinking about both parts of that. If I am successful, or if it turns out to be a almost complete failure. But ultimately, it was about deciding that I can't just, I can't just be an armchair quarterback. I need to do something. And what am I passionate about? It's about helping businesses achieve their realities.
So how do you overcome that two-pronged fear of success and the fear of failure that ultimately led you to start the Four Seasons Consulting Group?
Sure.
How did you overcome that?
Well, it goes back to looking at life overall, and it's a series of successes and failures in one respect, but it's all about perspective. I really overcame it, I think, by understanding that, I've done similar things in the past where I have to make important decisions, and is it going to be a success or failure? But it also has, I think, a key component there of having access to resources and the insight there to really make a rational decision. I heard someone say that discomfort is part of the price for success. And it's knowing when to change and when to know when that change is needed, when to accept the change and how to accept the change, and really then how to make that change happen. It's not a silver bullet. It's not that overnight success or a magic wand. And I'm not where I would like to be yet, but I know that with focused effort and persistent effort that the results will come. So I think a lot of it really has to do with creating that mindset and trying to look at really what is the reality of things, being able to make that decision and implement it, and then be able to course correct as needed.
Sounds like a plan to me, Michael. Tell me about your ideal client. What is that person or that business like?
Sure. Well, for now, my ideal client is a local Indianapolis area, small to medium-sized business owner that is passionate about improving his or her business and shaping his or her future. It does not matter how long they've been in existence, what their revenue is, how many employees they have, or any other business consideration. All of these types of businesses can benefit from the opportunity to improve their profits, growth, and business value. After all, who doesn't want more? Some may think of it as greed, but I believe that if it's done and applied properly, it allows the business owner and the team to have more, to do more, and to be more.
Outstanding, Michael. So let's step back. Looking at your professional history, or it could be your personal history. My question is, what is the best advice you've ever received?
Wow. As I think about it, I really don't believe that anybody's really giving me, at least verbally, any advice that's easily retrievable or identifiable. But I will say that the motto, improvise, adapt, and overcome, keeps coming up in my vocabulary. It's from the United States Marine Corps is from where I've heard it. And I have no military experience, but it definitely speaks to the understanding that change is going to happen no matter what. And finding the best possible outcome for a particular situation is key to being able to really keep moving forward. Another motto, so to speak, or piece of advice that I keep coming back to also is that corollary possibly of working smart and not hard. I know it also kind of speaks to finding solutions there that are, efficient and effective, and really being able to leverage oneself, I think, in the best possible way. And by no means, Greg, I'm not saying that I'm an expert in really implementing either motto, but at least it helps give me a focus and that opportunity to really continually learn and improve.
And there you have it, Future Shapers community. Count them, 2 value bombs dropped by Michael Berger today. Number 1, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Thank you, U.S. Marines. That is a guiding principle. Number 2, work smart, not hard. Boy, we all aspire to that, don't we?
We should, yes.
Michael, we in the Future Shapers Network are readers. We believe in and we love reading. Is there a book that you could recommend to the Future Shapers Nation that you have found particularly beneficial?
Well, I definitely believe that just what you talked about is that leaders are readers. That's how the future shapers are going to be able to really develop, I think, the mindset and the capabilities and the potential priorities of where to focus. I haven't had a lot of time to read since starting my business, but there are a couple of books that I think I would recommend. And that is from at least a business perspective. There's a book out there called Leadership by Dave Ramsey. It offers a lot of practical advice and insight on what it takes to start a business. And then from I guess what I would call more of a personal enrichment perspective, there's Retire Inspired by Chris Hogan. And it offers a lot of advice and insight really on how to build one's retirement and be able to enjoy the fruits of the labor.
Enjoying the fruits of the labor. Michael, we as future shapers understand that simple habits and actions over time work together to result in an excellent future. Tell us, Michael, what are you doing now to shape your future?
I know that I am setting goals to focus on my personal vision, including areas such as my health, my hobbies, even my education, my social life, and my health. There, from my business perspective, I also have goals for my business vision, looking at both the strategy areas and the operations areas. And again, it comes back. I think someone once said that, you're going to be the same person you are in 5 years as you are today, except for the books that you read and the people you meet. So it's one of those things of really being able to continually adapt and hopefully meet new people and read new things and just broaden those horizons. I find that goals really provide the direction. And while they may change, they still offer that overall set of guideposts of how a person can make their life.
Value bomb dropped by Michael Berger. Goals help provide direction and guidance. We can all take that type of advice. Changing course just a moment. Michael, we at Shaping the Future believe that our nation is at a tipping point, and that we as citizens must shape our nation's future in a positive direction. Tell me, what is America, Michael, to you?
I would say that in a nutshell, it really represents the land of opportunity and the land of plenty. Do we have our challenges? Sure. What country doesn't? But when life is for living, it's not a spectator sport. And as individuals, we have so much potential to be, to do, and to have. It's really available to anyone who puts forth the effort.
And it's a wonderful country we live in that enables us that opportunity. Outstanding.
Yes,
tell me now, Michael, the Future Shapers audience is looking to you, is looking up to you for some advice or suggestions. Please share us one big advice that can help the Future Shapers audience.
As I think about it, there's really a couple of nuggets that I've fallen back on over the years. And that is, before you can take care of others, you have to be able to take care of yourself and never give up. And with that, there's an old adage as well: proper planning prevents poor performance. And I think that if we can understand the difference between leadership and management, with leadership focusing on doing the right things and management of being able to do those things right, and really just be able to treat one another as human beings and have their best interests and our best interests at heart, that we can really shape our lives and maybe have an impact on society as a whole.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing. Now, Future Shapers, we have been blessed today by listening to and speaking with Michael Berger in Indianapolis, Indiana. Michael, can you share with our listeners on how they can contact you and what they might receive when they do contact you?
I can be contacted by phone at 317-414-2558. I can be contacted by email at and that's the number spelled out, FOUR, S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, G as in George, at gmail.com. And I can be contacted soon by website at indiebusinessconsulting.com. It's Indy as in the shortened version of Indianapolis, businessconsulting.com. And really, Greg, when business owners especially contact me, we're going to set up a 3-part process. It's no cost to them, but hopefully it really gives them a lot of insight into their business there. And the first part of it is really a discovery meeting. We're going to be able to find out more about their business and what the challenges that the business owner is facing. Sometimes there's that disconnect between the initial vision and where the owner really may find themselves. The second part is a diagnostic meeting where we really find out what the source of the challenges are. And then lastly is a proposal meeting to find out how we can work together and start the process of improving the business.
I encourage you to reach out to Michael Berger today as he can definitely help you as a business owner achieve the goals that you have set. So thank you, Future Shapers, for this attending to this latest episode of Future Shapers podcast, and be ready for the next one. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Thank you for joining this episode of Shaping the Future podcast. We leave you, Future Shapers, with this challenge. Act boldly today to shape your future, because if you don't, it will absolutely be shaped for you.